she got two rigs running. We have the rig here is the facial rig output by the meta rig. So let's just quickly rename this facial rig, right? And then we have this cloud rig of the body. Okay, so we can just name it the body rig, right? So this is the two rigs that we want them to combine and work together, right? So first of all, I want to make sure that my model is ready for the things. Our friends they have a lot of stuff, so subdivisions not necessary for this step. I'll just clear them out. I'll keep the body rig, one of the rig, right? So I'll just release the facial rig out of the thing. So the thing is now we have the body rig and the facial rig trying to take over the vertex group of the same mesh. So we want doing that. We want them to have like the different vertex group working. So the first thing I want to do is I take a look at the vertex group that they have. I will just clear them all. First of all, I will clear, delete all the group here. So we start off as an empty slate, right? So the first thing I want to do is first I want to unparent this with the facial rig. Okay, clear parents. I'll do the same thing. This is when you see the human models, okay, the characters popping up because it's no longer under the parent. First, I want to have this clear model duplicate. So I press Control D and then I enter. I have the new version of this. So the first model, I will parent to the body rig, and the second model I'll parent to the facial rig. This will create two different vertex group on different meshes, and then we'll try to transfer the data over the others. So without too much talking, let's do that. So the first characters here, okay, let's choose here. We want to parent that with the body rig. So I'll choose the body rig and then okay, so it's done the calculations, and here under the characters meshed under vertex group, we have all the vertex group of the body, right? This just mainly the body, whatever is including in the body. Okay, we might want to, remove the ponytails, but that is minor things. Okay, so we go to the second mesh, which is characters 001, and then we're gonna choose the facial rig. And then to do the same thing, that's done. So we're gonna see the characters mesh will be parent under this one, and then you can have a look here. So this mesh only have any vertex group with the facials, nothing for the body. So what we want to do is to transfer whatever vertex group that we have it here to our main model. So I just hide it in the viewport, and then I go back to our face, our main characters, right? So how to add the vertex group of the face from the other mesh to here? We go to this modifier properties. What we want to add is we add the data transfer here, and we choose the source is the other mesh. And we going down to vertex data. We click expand under vertex group. We click vertex group, right? Mapping, because they are exactly the same, so it doesn't matter what you choose. I just use the default. So we choose mix mode as replace. Replace mean whatever vertex group that they have that's overlap with what we have in the body, they would just replace, because of course you want to have the full control of the facials based on the others mesh, right? So that's all we need to do. And then when we ready, just click generate. So the moment you click generate, you go back to the vertex group of the main models, and then there you go. You have all the facials vertex group here, jaw, lips, so on and so forth. So that is the transfer data to make this work, right? Because at the moment when we go to the rig, the facial rig, and we try to move one of the things, then nothing worked. Why? Because they didn't kind of talking together. So how do we do that? We need to go back to the object mode, click on the mesh. So we have the first amateurs that buy with the body rig, and then we have data transfer. What we need to do is we to add another amateurs that link with the facial rig. So please remember, don't move this above the data transfer because then they don't really have the information from the vertex group. So the sequence is very important. It needs to be below the data transfer. So we have this facial rig under this amateurs, right? So now we navigate toward the facial rig, and then now it works, right? Of course, you want to go and then refine the weight painting, but mainly it's already kind of react to the rig that you have it here, right? So the next thing we want to do is whenever we move the controller of the body, we want the head to move along the way, right? So at the moment we move the body, for example, we move the neck, right? The facial rig doesn't go along. So this is where you add the chows off, which I already show in class, right? So here you go to the facial rig, right? Go to the modifier, you add the add object constraint, right? And then click chows off, choose who's the chows off, which is the body rig, and then you choose the head as the definition. Of course, they flipped for no reason, so we set it inverse. So at this step, your models is ready to go. We just want to test, okay? So we want to click, you want to click on the body controller on the pose mode, and then you can rotate, okay? Now everything should work perfectly. And then after this step, of course, you want to go to the weight painting and fix all the vertex group. And you will need to go to characters, right? And object modes under characters, you gonna check all the vertex group. There won't be any overlaps. That's the good news for you. But you go back there, you double check where is where, and so on and so forth. So the ponytails might want to remove because we don't really have ponytails. We have the head. Yeah, we want to flush that head, necks, and things, but mostly is ready to go out there and doing all the beautiful animations that you have in mind. So pretty much that for the rigging. If you choose to combine two rig together, those are the steps that you might want to follow. And another thing